Hello and welcome to another episode of the e-commerce coffee break. Today we want to talk about interactive augmented reality, about 3D, about everything that makes a product a little bit more interesting on e-commerce than just having a plain image of the product. So therefore, I have Gaurav Bait with me. He's the founder and chief product officer of Avataar at avataar.ai. And he's a entrepreneur and has been with Avataar for quite a while. And Avataar is focusing on delivering meaningful and delightful visual experience enhancements by deploying 3D computer vision and AI technology advancements. He's also a TED speaker and was named BizTalk World's Top Business Growth Leader in 2022. So Avataar, as we said, as we heard, is a 3D tool which helps people understanding more about a product, getting a better idea of a product. So let's dive into this and get a bit of an insight on how you can implement that into your business, into your store, and get more sales out of it. Gaurav, how are you today?
First of all, thank you for having me. Really appreciate being part of your show. And thank you for that kind intro as well and setting up the context on Avataar. So today morning, I'm ready with my coffee over here to catch a break and discuss how merchants on Shopify can implement 3D and AR on their store and improve conversions. Just double clicking on the aspect about Avataar, as you mentioned that we are in the process of bringing spatial depth to visual discovery experiences. What we are doing is upgrading all existing 2D touchpoints that a brand has with its consumers, which could be in the form of images, videos that you see online today before making a purchase decision. We're replacing that with life-size interactive 3D content. Now, when it comes to the context of a product page, the PDP is in across different e-stores and marketplaces that we see. All of us as consumers have been used to swiping through those images and videos to get some view in terms of how the product could look, how it could fit in the context that we want to buy, and then make the decision. Now with 3D and AR, what you get is a life-size form of the same product, which you can not only interact in 6 dimensions, like 3 dimensions with 6 degrees of freedom, which allows you to zoom in, zoom out, swivel, rotate, pan, and everything. But more importantly, take that product to your own environment, which is, let's say, taking a couch that you want to buy to your living space. See how it looks, whether it goes with the decor or not, or taking that refrigerator to your kitchen and see if it fits the narrow space that you have over there. And can you get the maximum out of that purchase when you go ahead to buy that product? So that's how 3D and AR have been helping the merchants on these platforms, as well as the end consumer more so, in bringing value to them.
Okay, now that's very interesting. I mean, obviously, we all have seen at some point videos or 3D animations of a product, mostly on a white background. Now, bringing this into your own environment is something completely new. And obviously, that helps a lot. I mean, this is even an advantage of going to a brick and mortar store where you still do not see the product in your own environment. You see it in a shop and you can go around and touch it. But that's just taking it one step further. Now, how does that work for the shopper? What kind of steps does the online shopper need to do to get a product from a store in their living room?
Well, it's very simple. For as an end consumer, as I land up on the product page, in case of Avataar's context, you can see an activation. So we normally take this one of the tiles in the user discovery process. So as you swipe through the images, normally the first or the second tile could be your window to the 3D and AR experience. So as soon as you land on that tile, you will see a 3D experience starting, which allows you to then, at a click of a button, if you're on a mobile device and we work across 3.5 devices, 3.5 billion devices globally. So if you are on one of those devices, you can just activate AR from then and there and place the product in the environment that you're in. So it's that simple from an end consumer. You don't need any additional app. You don't need any additional hardware. It works on across all browsers. So that's where the benefit of our technology comes into play in terms of bringing the power to every end consumer. So just for context, we are in the mission of democratizing 3D and AR, which basically means we want to get 3D and AR to everyone, to every consumer out there. And that's why we have made it so simple.
Okay. I mean, it sounds amazing. You just use your mobile device, make a photo of wherever this product should then live if you buy it, and then you see it in this kind of environment. So that's really like a huge step forward in getting a better feeling of a product. Now, are there any specific products? I can think of furnitures, but is there any other kind of products where this technology would work very well?
Yes. First of all, the technology is agnostic of categories. It's agnostic of different surfaces that it can recreate in 3D and enable an end consumer to experience it. To start off, in the early phase of our journey, we saw certain categories where this conversion uplift, the sales increase over 2D that 3D used to bring was much higher. As you rightly mentioned, furniture and related categories. So broadly, the home and home improvement segment, if I were to call it so, were the ones which benefited the most in the initial days of implementation of 3D and AR. This would practically include furniture, home decor, consumer electronics, durables, even sports and equipment or kitchenware and stuff like those, which have seen huge benefit coming out of this. But over the course of last 12 months, what we have also seen is other categories also seeing the benefit. So it has now expanded to footwear, eyewear, other fashion accessories, as well as jewelry. And slowly, the remaining categories are also kind of coming into the foray for where end consumers have now started using it and seeing the uplift. So in today's context, across all retail consumers out there, there was a study done, and from there, what we actually found out that 71% of the consumers prefer to buy with retailers who have AR. 61% wants to come back to retailers who have given them a 3D and AR experience. And to the extent of 40% of the consumers ready to pay more for a product which they can customize in AR. So that's where the uplift we are seeing across all categories, across all verticals in terms of power of AR being delivered.
Okay, let's go a little bit on the technology side on what the merchant has to do. Now, obviously, I'm a merchant. I have my products. What kind of steps do I need to go through to get my product ready to be presentable in a 3D way?
Yes, again, staying true to the mission of democratizing 3D AR, what we have built is a self-serve solution. Now it's self-serve on both supply and demand context. In terms of supply, now today we have a set of images that the merchant already has in terms of every product which is live on their e-store. Using those, they can put it into our proprietary platform, which it's a neural radiance field enabled tech, which we unveiled earlier this year. And now we are bringing it to the hands of the merchants as well. Using our proprietary whole capture process, they can use a set of images or quick walk around video of the product using any monocular camera. So they don't need any special device. Any mobile device today can capture the video of that product, upload it to our platform, and in matter of less than 30 minutes, they'll get the life-size 3D of it. So what erstwhile used to take days and sometimes weeks for a 3D artist to build can now be done in matter of minutes in an automated manner with no manual intervention. So on the supply side, that's how we are bringing in scalability for the context of merchants. When you come to the demand side, which is how the end consumer will get to see how do I take it to my product page, again, we provide a no-code to a low-code environment. So any Shopify merchant who is on a standard template or a theme would be able at a click of a button to go live with 3D and AR. So, so our platform comes with that capability. They don't have to do any technical integration at their end. They don't have to do any additional work at their end. If it's on the standard template, they can go live immediately. If it's on a customized template, then also we allow them to use our platform with all the tools that the product has, customize the code a bit, and then take it live on the platform. Again, it's a very easy two-step process. They don't have to do much. And in matter of minutes, again, they can go live on across their e-store for all the products that they have. So that's the kind of power in terms of self-serve tool that we have brought to the merchants.
Okay, so it sounds, but it's very easy now, and you don't need a 3D graphic artist, as you said. Now, from a technology side, you said it's easy to implement this into Shopify. What happens if you have a headless store? Is that also, or you're on another platform? How does that support this?
Oh, absolutely. We do support. We are already live on Shopify and BigCommerce. And for these merchants, if there is a headless integration where, let's say, they're using the backend of Shopify and using a front end, we support that integration as well. Our app is today built on marketplaces of Shopify and BigCommerce, and there are other platforms also which is in the pipeline and would be available soon. But basically, we use that to get the backend data sync from the merchant in terms of their existing product catalog and all the relevant details that we can source. And then we can give them an experience which they can not only integrate on a headless ecosystem, but they can integrate it across the full funnel. And when I say full funnel, I basically mean the ad ecosystems which you have. So today, given our plug and play integration with Facebook and Google, they can have a meta ad empowered with this, an Instagram ad, a WhatsApp promotion to a Google search or display ad, anything that they want across the whole funnel for the end consumer, they can empower those using our platform. We basically wanted the consumer to have a consistent feel as they go through the whole journey of discovering and buying the product. And that's why we brought in this whole end-to-end integration. So that's where we try to empower the merchants on the platform.
Okay, sounds great. Now, coming to one very crucial topic that every Shopify store owner has usually on their mind is speed. Having a speedy, fast-loading site. How does that affect, or what kind of implementations might have a 3D visualization on that?
No, absolutely. That's a very important point. Because when we started our journey, there were two key pillars for us. First was photorealism, which is about creating a highly realistic rendition of the product that you're looking at. Second was compression, which is to make the experiences bandwidth friendly across surfaces, across devices. So if I were to just double click on compression, we have our proprietary topology preserved compression algorithms. We have our patents filed on those where we could bring down file sizes by 18 to 20 times from the traditional 3D meshes. That's where our technology comes into play, where we do adaptive rendering solutions for the end consumer so that they don't feel. To start off, to answer the specific question on the page load which you had, first of all, there's no impact on the page load. So what they were seeing with their current implementation stays as is. Because of our adaptive integration, as the consumer gets into the experience, we deliver a very fast CDN enabled experience for them so that the turnaround with the server is also quick and there's not much of action needed in terms of download at the client side. So that's where we try to optimize the whole architecture without adding to the page load time, but also delivering a very fast experience in real time to the end consumer. That's where our focus has been since very early days of Avataar journey, and several patents that we have filed over there.
Okay, no, that sounds great. And obviously with speed, if that is solved, I think a huge problem or a huge roadblock for a lot of Shopify merchants then will fall away. Now, who is your perfect customer? Which kind of size store would really profit from this technology?
That's again a very important question because practically we today are available at a global stage. So we have seen all types of customers at different scale and level coming onto the platform and utilizing it and seeing the benefit. But we definitely see a mid-market to a mid-market plus kind of a customer who anyways have been looking for a very highly engaged experience for their end consumer. They have benefited the maximum by using the technology. And there we have also seen agency partners playing a great role. So when you come to a mid-market or a mid-market plus kind of merchant, they usually have an agency which helps them to build the e-store to keep everything up to date. So using our platform, the agency could also deliver more immersive experiences for the end consumer, do the full funnel integration as I was referring to earlier. So these kind of players have been able to extract the maximum value out of the platform, even though all our partners across all stages have seen a conversion uplift. But when you talk about an agency empowered play, the value that Avataar can deliver, it just gets enhanced multifolds because then they can do a lot more because of the dedicated mindshare that an agency partner brings into the equation. So that's where we have seen a lot more benefit being delivered to the merchants.
Okay, now I see your solution is not only something within the store, within the product detail page, it goes through the whole funnel. And obviously this involves much more different parties within a organization. Now we're talking about the marketing department, the e-commerce store manager, and whoever is involved. What kind of homework does a organization need to do before they approach you?
In terms of what we have seen, Klaus, is that people who are already believers of 3D and AR, we actually didn't have any sort of additional work required at their end. As I said, it's a self-serve tool. There's not much of technical expertise needed at their end, which they need to prep for and come in to solve 3D and AR problem for their end consumers. What we have seen people getting faster adoption is when they have already seen the benefits of 3D and AR. They have experienced it firsthand or they have heard about it. So when such a merchant comes onto the platform, the cycle becomes much more shorter, because then they can bring the power of 3D AR experiences to their end consumers in a much shorter time span and start seeing the uplift. So as soon as you go live with 3D and AR, you can start seeing the conversion uplift on our platform. So only thing which we have always found little helpful is that merchants who have seen 3D AR or have had some sort of experience with 3D AR have found faster means to get to the same goal than some of the other merchants who are exploring it for the first time. But having said that, as I earlier mentioned, there's no specific technical expertise needed. So anyone and everyone have been able to extract value out of the platform.
Okay. You're doing this now for a while. What's the biggest mistake that you have seen with merchants implementing any kind of 3D artificial tool into their stores?
That's a very interesting one, because we have seen our partners make different types of mistakes in terms of activating this. One thing which has been there is that when you see variants on a particular product, right? When you have different color variants, different size variants, and if they have not built 3D experiences, 3D products for all the variants, then we have seen them missing out on the getting true power of it. Because as a consumer, if I'm like looking at your one variant, seeing 3D on that, and I switch over to the other and don't see 3D, then I'm lost in that journey, because that's an inconsistent experience for me from an end consumer perspective. So that's where we have always advised our merchants, our partners, to have a very consistent flow of 3DR experiences for the end consumer, to make sure that they cover the entire spectrum of catalog to the extent possible, especially all the variants within a singular product. Because on that PDP right now, it has to be a solid and a consistent experience for the end consumer. You can't take them into 3D and then not provide it for the other variants. So that has been one advice which we have always been giving them to get the maximum out of it.
Okay, so don't only show me the sofa in black in 3D, but also show it to me in brown or red. Okay, no, great tip. Yeah. Cool. Where can people find more about Avataar?
So we are, as I said, we are live on Shopify and Ecommerce. So on those marketplaces, we are already there. Anyone can search for Avataar. That's AVATAAR. So Avataar with an additional A in between. Or they can come to our website, which is avataar.ai, where we can give them all the info about the platform, as well as redirect them to a Shopify or Ecommerce page and help them go live with 3D and AR.
Okay, I have been to your website, obviously, and I would say it's quite impressive what you do there. So I can only recommend to our listeners to get the visual impression of what your solution can provide to them. And I think it's a no-brainer. If you have products that would fit this category, then definitely worth trying it out to get higher conversion rates there. Gaurav, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate that, and talk to you soon.
Thanks, Klaus, for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, Klaus here. Before you go, I would like to invite you to become part of the e-commerce merchant pro community to get actionable advice from other Shopify merchants who already have achieved what you are aiming for. Our community is a safe place to actively grow your online retail business with the support of the most amazing and helpful group of e-commerce entrepreneurs behind you. Running a Shopify business is tough. Don't do it alone. Join us now. You will find the link in the show notes. Also, if you think your online store has conversion or marketing issues and you would like to have a fresh set of eyes on your business, then drop me an email at klaus@klauslauter.com and let me know a little bit about your business. It might be beneficial for you to have me look over your store, offers, emails, and ads, and get an unbiased outside perspective and guidance to help you make most of your online business. Thank you as always for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Until next time, and I talk to you soon.